So before I get into the official welcoming, I just wanted to thank Trevor for playing the organ today. I know that's been becoming an increasingly part of the service, but as I've been spending most of this church year so far down in the nursery, I've not had the benefit of hearing the organ, and it's really nice to hear it again. So, good morning. And welcome to the First Parish Church of Stowe and Acton, a welcoming and spiritual community. My name is Brendon, and I serve as your board president. For those visiting FPC the first time, we welcome you. Please let us know you are here by filling out one of our visitor information cards in the pews and hand it to an usher, drop it in the plate, or hand it to Meg, our welcoming staff member. She's in the back. Our minister, staff, and board are listed on the front of the order of service. Please feel free to ask me or any of these people for more information. If you would like a large print order of service or hymnal or an assisted listening device, please ask our ushers. Our assisted listening devices are actually little radios. Anyone is welcome to use them to listen to the service from another part of our campus. Nursery care is available during the service, well, as soon as I run downstairs, for K to 5 children, usually attending the first part of the service. Okay, I forgot a period there, so let me try that again. Nursery care is available during the service. For children K through 5, children usually attend the first part of the service and then leave for classes. Once a month, we have a children's chapel where children begin their time in the community room. For youth programming and other information, please see the bulletin or ask our religious education director, Rayla, or an usher. After the service, please join us for coffee and conversation in our fellowship hall, which is down the stairs or elevator at the other end of our building, or in a breakup room if you're joining us online. I'd like to draw your attention to the announcements in our order of service and invite you to check out our webpage where you can sign up for our newsletters and email alerts. I do have one special announcement. Next Sunday from 10 to 1 p.m., there'll be a charitable 501c3 organization called Under the Same Moon will be in Fellowship Hall selling fair trade goods in support of a Guatemalan school for children of limited resources. So there'll be a few flyers around so you can read up on that, and hopefully you can check that out next Sunday. Thank you.
Good morning. Our opening words are by Dana Worsnop. We gather as we wait, patiently and impatiently, for the sun to be reborn. We wait for our fears, hidden in the darkness, to subside, and for our hope to reborn with the warming rays of the sun. Let us pause and embrace the darkness for this time of resting, for renewal, this time when all life waits to be reborn. Come, let us worship together. Oh, my candle blew out. Let's see. In this darkening time of the year, I light our chalice for the return of the sun. And on this third Advent Sunday, the third one being for joy, I light our Advent candles for the joy of celebrating with our religious education program and all its children. I'm not at the microphone. I light our third candle, the Advent candle of joy, for the joy of celebrating with our children and religious education program the wonderful season of solstice. Our opening hymn is number 55, Dark of Winter. Please rise in body and spirit.
Thee.
And please join in our covenant and affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. As we begin, we would like to acknowledge that First Parish Church occupies the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Massachusetts, Nipmuc people, and other Indigenous peoples. We recognize the historic Indigenous communities in this area, those who were forcibly removed from their homelands, and the Indigenous individuals and communities who live there now. In offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm Indigenous sovereignty, history, and experiences. We're going to have a solstice litany 3 times during this service today, and I invite you to join in saying your line, which is, "We move through the darkness and into the light." And that will, I'll gesture to you when it's your turn, and that is written in your order of service. We are approaching the longest night of the year. Ancient peoples knew this time intimately, and pagans, Wiccans, and others throughout the northern hemisphere will sit vigil. We, who live in such times when we can create light with a single flick of a light switch, sometimes miss the mystery and wisdom of the dark. So in this time, before rushing back into the light, let us consider the gifts of the dark, for we know that the light will always return. We move through the darkness and into the light. We often fear the dark, the shadows our eyes cannot penetrate, the parts of ourselves less known to us. In the darkest time of the year, our frantic rushing can become a way to avoid the dark, to throw on all the lights, to fill our days with false cheer, so as to shut out the despair we fear lies waiting in the darkness. We move through the darkness and into the light. Ancient peoples whose calendar lay in the movements of the sun marked well the solstice. The waning light coaxed them into a time of rest and reflection, taught them the wisdom of lying fallow, of sitting still. We move through the darkness and into the light. We, who move through the world with technological ease, comfort, and speed, have lost the rhythms of nature, the wisdom of the dark. We move through the darkness and into the light. For we cannot really be filled or fulfilled unless we allow ourselves first to be empty. This is the gift of darkness. It is a time to seek an inner light, to stoke our inner fires. The eyes of the dark see differently. So, go into the dark, sometimes to find rest, sometimes to find sorrow, sometimes to find space and time and peace. Go into the darkness, seeking its wisdom. We move through the darkness and into the light. We're going to have a sung response several times during our story today, and it's the chorus of a song called "Where is the Light" by Peter Mayer, who you know as the person who wrote Blue Boat Home. And so Chris is going to lead us in learning that sung response right now.
Where is the light inside of me?
Good morning. My name is Meg Rivers-Wright. I coordinate membership and administration and publicity here at the church. And I just wanted to invite all or any of you to our newcomer coffee that follows directly after the service in the parlor, which is just through that door across the hall. An opportunity for people to meet the minister, ask any questions about UU life or life at this wonderful place. Go and get your coffee downstairs first and then bring it on up and we'll have some time together. So, this is Lucia and the Light by Phillis Root, and it's adapted from her illustrated picture book by Cathy Rion's Starr. And this is part 1, The Sun Goes Away. Across the centuries, people have moved from the darkness into the light with ritual and story. And so as we head towards the longest night of the year, we gather to tell one of those stories. We thank our RE program for making this story come alive today, and we'll invite you all to participate as the wind, and as skis, and as owls, so get ready. Rayla is going to give you cues. This is a story about a girl named Lucia, who lived with her mother and her baby brother, and her cow and cat in a little house at the foot of a mountain in the far north. Cow gave milk, cat slept by the fire, and the baby cooed and grew fat by the hearth. They were happy together even when winter piled snow outside their door. One year, the wind blew down the mountain fiercer than it ever had before. The wind screamed so loud sometimes that Lucia could not hear her mother humming as she rocked the baby by the fire. Frost covered the nail heads in the walls, and the wind that sneaked in through the cracks tossed the last of the flour in the barrel around, so that it seemed to snow inside the house as well as out. One day the sun did not rise over the mountaintop, and the next day, and the next, and the next, not a glimmer of sun shone, no matter how long Lucia watched for sunrise. Dark roosted on the land.
Where has the light gone?
Lucia asked.
I don't know.
Her mother replied.
Even the oldest tales have not. Even the oldest tales have not mentioned this amount of darkness.
She wrapped Lucia in her arms.
Each other until the sun comes and the real sun returns.
She handed Lucia a sun rock and said,
hold it tight and feel its warmth. And when you need to remember, the sun always in you.
Then they did what they always did when things got hard. They sang.
Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me.
We returned to our story with Lucia and her family getting hungry in the dark. As the days wore on, the baby began to cry more, and the cow gave less and less milk, until one day she was dry as stone. The fire smoked and shivered and refused to heat the corners of the house or bake the bread. Finally, Lucia made up her mind to do something, anything, to find the sun and bring it home again. She put on her warmest socks, hat and mittens, pulled on her boots, buttoned up her coat, and got ready to go out and find the sun. I'd like to invite all the children to come forward to help tell this next part of the story, to help Lucia look for the sun. Let's sing a couple choruses of Where is the Light while they come forward.
Inside of me. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. This month, our plate is shared with our own FPC guest table, which offers monthly dinners open to anyone and everyone in the larger community. If you've never been to a guest table dinner, I invite you to try one out. The food is always good and the company pleasant. And if you're interested in helping, I invite you to talk to one of our guest table volunteers. Are there any here this morning? There's at least one, Hector. Talk to Hector during coffee hour. And please give generously to Guest Table at FPC. Now, during the offering, we also have sun rocks for everyone, made by the kids of our program and maybe some adult helpers. They have suns painted on darkish rocks to remind us all that we carry both light and dark within us always. Both the light and dark have gifts to offer us, just as we have gifts to offer the world and this congregation. So the kids are going to pass out these rocks during the offering and then come back up here to journey with Lucia.
Okay, we got it together. This is Where is the Light, Part 2, Looking for the Sun. So, welcome, children. And so Lucia gathered up her friends, and she gave each one of them a sun rock.
She told them what her mother had told her. We will be each other's sun until the real sun returns. Always remember that. If you forget, hold your sun rock tight until it gets warm. Together, this group of kids set off to find the sun. They strapped on their skis. Hold on. Did you all bring your skis? No? None of you? Not one of you. Oh, goodness. Clearly, none of you are from the far north. All the kids in the far north mountains use their skis like we use shoes. They always bring in their skis to church. But since you all don't have skis, I need you to put on your pretend skis. So Lucia will help you put on your pretend skis. Everybody strap on your pretend skis. And off they set towards where the sun used to rise. I need all of you to help me. Shoosh, 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 went the skis. Oh, yep, shoosh, shoosh, shoosh with Lucia. It was dark. It was cold. It was hard working so far in the snow. They were hungry. They were tired. They were cold. Just when they felt they couldn't go any further, they met a kind older individual who once again reminded them of the light inside of them. They asked them to take out their sun rocks and feel the warmth of their rocks that they held, even in the cold. Then they offered each one of them a few bites of fresh bread that was just made. Lucia and the children felt better with a little food in their bellies and the reminder of their warm sun rocks in their pocket. They skied on. Help me. Shoosh, 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 went the skis. Just then, they came to a clearing in the forest. Lucia stops and puts her hand to her ear. Lucia heard something as she stopped. Shh, she said to everyone. The shooshing of the skis stopped, and all the children got very quiet as they listened for the sound that Lucia heard. Then they heard it. Hoo, 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 hoo. The most beautiful sound they'd ever heard. Even though they were cold and tired and scared, the sound of owls all around them was beautiful. Their jaws dropped in amazement at such beautiful sounds from the wise old owls in the forest. If the owls could make such beautiful sounds in the dark, surely they could continue on to find the sun. They skied on. Shoosh, 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 shoosh went the skis. The snow squeaked beneath their skis. Their breath froze on their hair. Their breath froze on their hair in the clouds of ice. Icicles hung from the trees like frozen tears. Even the sparrows hid under their wings. They were getting so cold. They didn't think they could continue any further. And just then they came across an old woman sitting by a small fire. Come, come, she gestured. The children gathered around the fire and got a little warmer. The children were so very tired, and the old woman was so very friendly, and her fire was so warm that the children decided to stay there at the fire. But Lucia, she was determined to find the sun, and so she skied on alone. As she skied, she did what her family always did when things got hard. She sang.
Inside of me, where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside. This is our time in our service where we share our joys and sorrows, those things that we want to be known in the beloved community that are going on in our hearts and minds. So if you have a joy or sorrow, I invite you to raise your hand and the ushers will bring a microphone to you. And I've lost my order of service, but
Yep. Do
you
we
must
have
be the
another?
lady that's on duty.
I am indeed. Do we have a second mic? Somewhere?
I think the kids have it, so we might have to make do with one.
No problem. All right. As Cindy said, if you have a joy or sorrow to share here in the sanctuary, please raise your hand, speak clearly into the mic, let us know your name, and share with us. And we did not receive any via email.
We light 2 last candles, one for those joys and sorrows that are left unspoken, that they too are held in beloved community, and one for the ongoing cost of war and our longing for peace. Our words for prayer and affirmation are by Dana. The first words are by Dana Worsnop, and the second set of words, beginning with Spirit of Life, are by the Reverend Cathy Rion Starr, who Cathy was the minister Rayla worked with before coming here, and she put together this script along with Rayla, and so we're grateful for this that Rayla brought with her, with Rayla. May we be thankful for joy along with the sadness, for hope amidst despair, for courage despite our fear, and for love that inspires how we live. Spirit of love and life, spirit of light and dark. Sometimes we fear the dark. Indeed, we live in times where senseless acts of violence are all too frequent, where cancer and illness strike the most innocent of victims, where many of us struggle with depression made worse by the limited sunlight. And yet, let us also find wisdom in the absence of light. Let the dark teach us to use our other senses to touch, smell, and taste our way through life in its fullness. Let us seek the wisdom that the dark has to offer. And let us always remember the light inside of us, the light that is always there, sometimes burning brightly for all to see, and sometimes a dim shadow that we need to help to rekindle into brightness, but always, always there. For those among us for whom this is a difficult season, a lonely season, a season of painful memories, may you remember the light inside of you as you seek to find wisdom in the dark. For those among us who are full of joy this season, may you delight in the simple pleasures that awake all of your senses. May you share your light with others, and may you remember to rest quietly in the beauty of the dark as well. May we all find a balance of light and dark, joyous celebration and restful contemplation. The candles that we each light are singly not very bright, but together they make a beautiful sight. And so it is with this community, with our regional community, and with the world. May we join our individual lights together into brightness as we make our way through the holidays of this week and into the new year. May we use our lights as beacons of peace, compassion, and justice for ourselves and the world. Blessed be. Amen.
My family and I went out to see Moana 2 last night, and it was about 7 o'clock, and we were driving and remarking how dark it was, and thinking if this were summer, it would still be light out for another 2.5 hours. And we were all really grateful for all of the holiday lights that were up and around, and it was a beautiful drive to the movies. So this second solstice litany is about just that, finding the light in the dark. And your line, remember, is we move through the darkness and into the light, and I will gesture for you to say it. We do not go into the dark without a light. Even the longest, darkest night sky is filled with stars. And deep in the dark of the longest night, we keep our vigil by candlelight. We move. We let Mother Night wrap us in gentle arms. We surrender for a time into the darkness from which we were born. Yet just as the stars shine into the darkest night, we carry a light with us into the darkness. We light candles and drape our home with lights. We bring trees inside and cover them with shiny objects to reflect the light. We let the blazing fires warm us against the cold and dark. It is these lights that take us into the dark, that allow us to see with night eyes. It is these lights that help us rest back into the emptiness and stillness of the night. Yet our lights are not bright enough to chase away the darkness. Rather, we let the darkness make the fire brighter. Our lights illumine just enough that we may see what the darkness holds for us, just enough for us to stay in the darkness and be wrapped in its wisdom and rest. For we know the earth is always turning, round and round from morning into night, and from darkness into light. The light will be reborn, and so will we.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our next hymn, number 352, Find a Stillness. Our story continues. And so Lucia left the warm fire and the kind old woman and her friends in pursuit of the sun. Swoosh, 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 she skied up the trail as it grew steeper. The path led Lucia into a stand of trees where even the starlight couldn't shine. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. At last, Lucia came out of the trees and reached the top of the mountain. All she could see were rocks, ice, scraggly bushes, and the far edge of the mountain falling into the darkness. Lucia's heart fell too. Where was the sun? She held her sunrock tightly in her pocket and looked around. And then a rock moved. And another. A rock spouted an arm. 2 arms, rocky heads with stony eyes rose up from the ground. Many heads, many eyes, all watching Lucia. Not rocks, trolls! No! The trolls crowded around Lucia and lumpy fingers poked her. One troll roared.
Super. Supper.
Another shouted.
No lunch.
A third screeched.
Breakfast.
The trolls stomped their feet and screamed with laughter, and the ground shook.
Do you know where the sun has gone?
We found the sun sleeping.
shouted one troll.
Wrap the sun in a blanket so she can't get out.
Shouted another.
You want the sun, little girl?
Asked one troll.
Oh, yes, please.
Come get it.
The troll taunted, kicking a bundle of rags at Lucia. Not a gleam of light shone out of those rags. How could anything so small and shabby be the sun? Lucia reached for the rag ball, and a troll grabbed it. And she reached for it again, and the troll tossed it to another and another and another. Lucia was scared as she ran among the trolls, trying to catch the sun. And the sun began to reach for Lucia, and it seemed that they might grab her and eat her for supper after all. Just then, Lucia slipped on the ice below, and her foot hit the rag ball of the sun, and the ball rolled out of reach of the trolls and began rolling down the mountain. Faster and faster it rolled, and the trolls stopped grabbing at Lucia and watched the ball of rags unwinding as it rolled, faster and faster, and the last rag unrolled, and the blanket fell off, and the sun blazed forth dazzlingly bright. Lucia covered her eyes, and so did the trolls. They all kept watching, though, as the sun rolled on right off the edge of the mountaintop and up into the sky, growing bigger and brighter as it climbed. Lucia lifted her face to the sun. Light and warmth poured over her. She skied back down the mountain. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Down and down the mountain, all the way home, and all the way she held up her sun rock, and she sang and sang and sang at the top of her lungs. Now we're going to sing the full version of this hymn. Please stand in body and spirit. Where is the light? Light.
When all that here is bending low.
Where is the light?
When the sun runs off to bed too soon.
Where is the light?
And there's nothing but a skinny moon. Where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light?
Our third litany is blessing the light. And again, your part is we move through the darkness into the light. Let us remember that the darkness never lasts. The light always returns. This is joy and nature of being human. We move through the darkness and into the light. Let us remember that the dark holds wisdom we cannot gain in the light. Let us be grateful for the gifts of night, for it is the darkness that spark of the sun's fire inside each of us burns most brightly. We move through the darkness and into the light.
So let us always remember to ask, where is the light? Let us remind one another that the days will indeed lengthen, that there is beauty in the darkness, and that light resides in each one of us, even if it is sometimes covered up in rags and guarded by mean trolls. Thank you so much to all those who helped in creating our story this morning, which is actually all of you. And let us remember the lesson from Lucia's family. When times get hard, sing. In this case, our closing song. Please rise, embody her spirit. Peace be with you till we meet again. As life lays its task before you, keep floating o'er you. Peace be with you till we meet again. Trevor Berens, everyone.